Did
Yep. Okay, hold on. All right, Boogie with the Bull. Red, Friday morning caffeine. Red as in remember everyone deployed. And we do a few minutes on that. And I'm going to turn that over to Randy, who is going to take us through it.
Yes, absolutely. One of the neat things about having a commander in chief like President Donald J. Trump is even though he's commander in chief, he has control of the most powerful military in the world. But you know what? He doesn't make use of it. You know what he does? He makes use of the power of the purse. And by doing that, he's saying to the world, look, either you toe the line, or we will do something different. For example, Mexico, right? We had a terrible individual last 4 years who opened up our borders and allowed millions to come in across our border. Many of them were criminals. Many of them were on the do not travel list. They were uh, um, uh, uh, people who were in insane asylums. They were terrorists, but they just crossed the border. So President Trump comes in. He immediately, what does he do? He takes this piece of land and he says, you know what? I want that piece of land for a new military base. And I'm going to put, oh, I don't know, a few hundred soldiers, Marines. Let's put Marines there. We'll put some portable barracks and so forth and some big ass guns. And guess what? Now it's federal land. So now he's telling the people across the border, look, get your shit together or we're going to have some problems here. And within a matter of months, he shut off the border. But he went beyond that. He said to Mexico, Mexico, if you don't get your act together, I'm going to give you, I don't know, 30% tariff, tax on your tariffs, tax 30% tax on your inbound imports to our country. And it may not sound like a lot as far as the size of a number, but when you consider how much trade we do, it amounts to multi millions and billions of dollars that they would have to pay to continue doing trade with us. So what do they do? Oh, let's put 20,000 Mexican soldiers on the border to make sure that no one crosses it. So he brought peace to our southern border without having to fire hardly any weapons. So he protected our soldiers, men and women in uniform, from a war with Mexico. And in case you guys forgot your history, we did that once before and we kicked their asses. Remember the Alamo? Remember, the Texan soldiers? Yeah, we kicked ass back then too. Um, and right now he's talking to Canada because Canada's not behaving either. Now, he's not threatening military force against them, but what did Canada do? Canada said, you know what? I think we're going to join England and a couple of countries, and we're going to recognize Palestine as a nation. The United States says, you know what? You do that, we're cutting off trade to you. We're not going to have access to any of our stuff. And again, it sounds like a shitload of money, but it is. And what's else to do? Oh, I don't know. It keeps us from getting into a war with the Palestinians. Um, he has done other things. I'm going to quick show this video. There are folks in the White House who believe that President Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize, and not just the White House, but other folks as well. And the reason why is he is the only president that's brought so much peace across the world in such a short period of
Front,
time.
President Trump helped deliver an immediate and unconditional ceasefire between Thailand and Cambodia. The two countries were engaged in a deadly conflict that had displaced more than 300,000 people until President Trump stepped in to put an end to it. The president spoke directly on the phone with the acting Prime Minister of Thailand and the Prime Minister of Cambodia to inform both leaders that unless they brought their conflict to an end, there would be no trade discussions or agreements with the United States. Almost immediately afterward, a peace was brokered that will save thousands of lives and allowed for trade negotiations with these countries to resume, and they have. The president has now ended conflicts between Thailand and Cambodia, Israel and Iran, Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, India and Pakistan, Serbia and Kosovo, and Egypt and Ethiopia. This means President Trump has brokered, on average, about one peace deal or ceasefire per month during his 6 months in office. It's well past time that President Trump was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize.
So, wow, 7 countries brought peace without using fire and a weapon. Well, I,
He's brought on those, like she said, like Caroline said, he has brought peace in whatever way he has done it to like 6 countries or 11 countries in a very short time. The only one I know who came close to that was Jimmy Carter, who that's what the Carter administration was about, trying to do the same thing. I don't know if it will be lasting peace with Iran because the Ayatollah wants a nuclear weapon, and whether or not he already has one, who knows? But you know, he was told no nuclear weapon. So whether or not he goes ahead and builds one, I really don't know. Uh, as I've said before on our broadcast, to me, Palestine is going about it the wrong way. The Palestinians are coming in and saying, we want this piece of land, and nobody else gets it. Everybody else can leave.
yeah,
That's not the way that Israel did it, because Israel said we would like, and like I said before, this country gave this corner, this country gave that corner, this one gave this one gave that one, and the understanding was Jerusalem belongs to everybody. And that's seemed to have been the peace that has lasted. Uh, the countries that border Israel are not willing to do that same thing again, where we'll give this, we'll give this, we'll give this, we'll give this, because they don't want to do that. So everybody there does have to figure out a way that is going to be lasting peace, and lots of people aren't going to die. Go
yeah.
ahead, Randy.
I got to quick respond to this. Um, don't bite
But
them. Okay, so
okay, I'll talk
I'm done.
amongst myself for a minute.
My father was in the Air Force, and just I heard back from Captain Bill Muckler yesterday. Actually, it was late last night, and he said, I had asked, how he's doing and so forth, and that we miss him, and that
Mhm.
he's more than welcome to come back to on Friday's red shirt. He said he's done. He can't do any more shows. Just so you were,
Yeah,
I did get an update from him. Anyways, like I was saying, Trump has at his beck and call, sort of, with a little bit of, sometimes with Congress involved, uh, the strongest military in the world. Right now, Russia can't even um, uh, beat a war with Ukraine that is smaller than itself. And the reason being is that by Trump, I think Trump had stopped. Maybe started back up again. But between Trump and some European countries giving Ukraine the weapons to continue fighting with, has prevented Russia from bringing that war to an end, and it's keeping Trump from bringing peace to that country. I think I think what would seal the deal as far as the Nobel Peace Prize would be for Trump to finally bring that war to an end. And the only way that he can do that is to uh, stop. To me, a stupid person here, stop giving them the weapons to fight with. Tell the European countries stop giving them weapons. Otherwise, we're going to cut off trade to you. Good God Almighty! Uh, Hold on. How can I shut?
Well, something has to be done to stop trade, to stop supplying whatever war apparatus they need. But then again, like I've said, the two of them, and not just a general or a vice president or whatever, the two of them, Zelensky and Putin, need to sit at that table, and they need to work out what the end of the war is. It can't just be Putin saying, I'm going to drain you of your resources, and I'm going to take this piece of land and that piece of land because that's what I want to do. It has to be something that works for both of them, both countries. Because I don't think Zelensky's going to be around in his next. If there is an election scheduled, I don't think Zelensky is going to be around.
Yeah, well, he's like a dirty pair of socks, always showing up when you don't want him and always being stinky. I just saw, and we really brought that up. I thought to myself a few days ago, I wonder what Biden's doing nowadays. And God Almighty, shows him are real. Here he's at this black coat dinner, and he gave this. God, he actually talked and made absolutely no sense. But he says that
Right.
we're living in dark days now. Well, that's just he said that before, but I think at this point, and again, I'm a nobody. I have no control. I think Zelensky should say, you know what, first off, Zelensky has got to be getting low on men. And I've seen women in the Ukrainian army, right? That's probably why he's using so many drones, because he doesn't have any soldiers left to fight with, or at least not enough that he's willing to risk them. But, Zelensky should say to Putin, okay, look, just bring the war to an end, keep the land that you have Russian boots on. But, I think for Putin to maintain, the support of his civilians, of his citizens, he has got to bring his war to an end with the complete control of the entire country. I think anything short of having control of the entire country is going to prove to his people and the rest of the world that Russia is weak. But just the fact that they've been in war over 4 years. Now, yeah, again, he is fighting against a country that's being supplied weapons on a daily basis, and he has to manufacture as he loses them. It's not our fault that he only has a few friends in on the playground. I would have thought China would have been in there big time to help, because they're both communist nations. But I guess even in communism, you have your enemies, and that's the other communist country. That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, when I was in elementary school, and my dad was in the military, we went to military schools. We were taught, Russia and China are big bad men. They're ones who we need to be afraid of.
They were bad men, but then Gorbachev came along and said, you know what? You all want to be free? Okay, you've broken up the USSR, and now it's sort of like the United States, and your nation can be individual under God, and And that's what it is. That's what he wanted to do. I think the problem appears to be that Putin wants to reverse that and wants back what belonged to Mother Russia. And maybe he will be able to get that, maybe he won't. But like I said, I think war is an outdated faction, and what you really need to do is support each other. And I don't understand why Putin and Zelensky can't sit down, break bread, and come to an agreeable understanding for both countries. If we make titanium and you need titanium in Russia, well, then maybe we can factor some amount of titanium that you need. Or if you want 100% of it, we just have to understand that you're not going to turn around and use it against us. That's the way it should be, because you're getting 100% of our titanium. We're giving you our lunch money or whatever you want to.
Oh my God. I remember those days being in school and having to give my lunch money to the big bad bully. Oh my God.
And I remember the days in high school when I thought it would come up that I simply walked out of the high school and went to the McDonald's around the corner and bought lunch. Or didn't have lunch because all of my classes were in the morning and I left. But anyway, that's another subject that we could always talk about. But like you said, if you look at where war is going on and you break it up for the sense of breaking it up so that innocent people and babies aren't dying, babies are people too, but people aren't dying and on either side, because the war is to come up with ways to end it. And there you go. You don't seem to hear about people in Russia holding people hostage and refusing to give them up. I mean, yes, I'm sure Putin is holding people from Ukraine that he claimed as part of that claim. I'm sure they're being taken care of, but probably maybe not as nice as anybody should be taken care of. But then again, I'm sure in Ukraine, they're doing the same thing. But I also wonder if the Russian army troops that go to Ukraine kind of flip the bird at Mr. Putin and say, I'm here now. I don't need to listen to you. I don't want to listen to you anymore. We're going to listen to Zelensky, and we're going to do what we need to do to end this war. I mean, I don't know what all the answers are, because I'm not there in the negotiations. As far as the Nobel Peace Prize for President Trump, well, he's doing what qualifies to win the Nobel Prize. So maybe they will decide to do it. On another post, it was people are getting angry because Donald Trump, who is the president, raised the $200 million to build.
Oh yeah,
project. Right. But people are mad. And what people are mad about is that Donald Trump is the one who raised the $200 million. That's what they are mad about. That project has been on the table for 150 years. And if you look at it and read the White House posts on it, they weren't able to raise the money to do it. It was not ever going to be tax money used to do it. You could probably say it should be tax money, because the White House belongs to all of us. It's maintained by our taxes. But no, President Trump said, hey, I want to take this project that's been on the table for 150 years, and I've raised the $200 million that it will cost to build it. It's my gift to future presidents to be able to use that space at the White House the way you want to use that space. So, you can be mad at him if he's the one who did it.
I said before that President Trump is traveling around the world as a guest to all these different countries, okay? And he's walking into these absolutely beautiful castles and palaces and I mean, huge personal homes of wealthy wealthy and powerful people, and he's seen how they have their ability to receive people. And I'll be honest with you, I look at our White House, and our White House is pretty damn boring, right? And that's why when Trump came back this second time, he's starting to bring gold and glitz into the various rooms, and he is looking more like a royal, setting. Okay, so I can't blame. And look at his hotels. His hotels are all done in gold glitz, right? And he's used to that, but it's also it makes people go, wow, look at this, damn, this is nice, and he wants the same for the White House. He wants people to come to our White House and have the same reaction that he does when he goes pays visits to kings and queens.
But he's doing it because, like you said, he's doing it because it gives the White House the image that it's supposed to have. He's not doing it because I'm Donald Trump and I have a bunch of money and I can do whatever I want for the 4 years that I'm in the White House. And then, Hillary Clinton can move in and she can steal everything like she did before when Bill was president. But, it's the president deserves to live this way in a house that is that way. No king talk, no nothing. The president just deserves to live in a building that is that way. And, I've got empty space at the White House that for 150 years they've been talking about doing this project. They just couldn't raise the $200 million that it was going to cost. They could have $200 million to do this. And odds are Congress would have said, okay, and the Senate would have said, okay, and the president 150 years ago would have been able to sign the bill and do it. But as much as people hate Trump, that's not the way the man operates. The man said, hey, there is this project that's been on the table for 150 years, and I figured out a way to do it without charging taxpayers and for the benefit of future presidents. I mean, that's exactly what he said, for future presidents to use, because he understands at the end of this term, unless the rules change, at the end of this term, he is done being president. He can't be vice president because he can't go back and be president unless the rules are changed. So, he's done. But yeah, he feels that the White House needs to be a certain way for the president and his family. And there's nothing wrong with that. I still find myself disagreeing in theory that, the president shouldn't live at the White House. If they hand you $450,000 a year, for $400,000, you can do anything you want, $50,000 to cover some expenses, then maybe that $50,000 should be to cover the rent wherever you want to be. And, I understand it doesn't work, but, use the money to go get yourself a place to live or live in your own place. If you're Trump and you want to be in that golden shrine that you want everybody to see, then do it at Trump Tower.
Hang on
I'm
a
sure
second.
this is at Mar-a-Lago that are just as nice. And to William, I appreciate the message that you sent. I appreciate the message that you sent. If you want to send me a friend request, it will be declined just like everyone else's right now, because I had said in a post yesterday or the day before that I'm at 4,960 friends. Once you hit 5,000, you become a fan page, which means you have unlimited likes, which is just the same as friends. And I didn't like that. I hit it once and they put me in as a like page, and there were more restrictions on a like page than there were on just a regular page, and I didn't like it. So over this weekend, as there is time, I will start chipping away at what I can chip away and make room for more people. And that's when I will reactivate accepting friends. And most of the people that ask and make this big deal on a Boogie with the Bull about it are usually scammers. If you want to be my friend and you want to enjoy Boogie with the Bull, then watch every Boogie with the Bull. We do 5 of them. 2 in the evening. But I really don't appreciate the messages that look like some kind of a scam. I'm sure that you may appreciate who I am, and you may appreciate what I do. I appreciate that Randy is here.
Sorry about that. True Green showed up, and my wife.
But the glowing multi-paragraph thing is just a thing that seems to be happening on all the broadcasts that are on Facebook. People are writing plenty of paragraphs that are just glowing. And I'm sorry, I'm 63 years old, and I just don't always believe it. So if anyone who's watching wants to send me a friend request, you are more than welcome to send me a friend request. And it might get approved.
Kick that one off?
But now Randy is saying that.
Can you kick off that comment? That she's looking for sex.
Oh, well, Randy, I mean, that person is. And, well, William was not looking for sex from me. I don't know what Kat was looking for because I didn't really pay any attention to what Kat said, but it was basically the same thing. A chick with a dude's name who can't send a friend request. Well, last time I checked, David was a guy's name, and it's been my name. But like I said, I don't really want to breach it.
No, but I'm saying
people are more than welcome to send any kind of message that you want.
If you're not going to remove those 2 posts, I'm jumping off. These are 2 females looking for sex from you and me. Okay.
Okay. Well, they're not going to get it from me. I don't know what
you're not going to remove the post from you,
but
okay. Then I'm sorry, Dave. I gotta leave.
I'm not going to leave Florida and my wife and my family that I have here. I'm sorry that Randy left, but I'm not going to leave and chase wherever you are to make you that happy. But if you want to be, if you want to send me these messages, you just saw what happened. Okay, you the broadcast today with a message that was basically stupid, especially when you opened with a comment that says, "I'm sorry for interrupting your privacy." Because if you really were sorry for interrupting my privacy, you wouldn't have done it. And now you have incorporated what we really didn't need to incorporate into the broadcast. So let me just check and see on the official counter how many people are actually watching us. And then I'm probably going to make a decision because they're not here. The bulk of them are not in the live chat which is on my profile, so I can't watch. 24 people are watching right now. 22 after we probably kicked 2 people off. Okay. So if that's what you came to a Boogie with the Bull broadcast for, that's what you achieved. Okay. So, you can come and say it, but it's going to get removed, and we're just not going to discuss it. Cat Lewis, the same thing for you. Okay. If you want to be into the things that we're talking, Russia, Ukraine, the rest of the world, things going on in outer space, let's do that. If you don't, then you're wasting your time, because my time, unfortunately, is that if you show that you need time, then you need time. You're not welcome to come on the broadcast, because I'm not interested in doing what you want to do. Anyway, so I'm very angry at William. I'm exceptionally, well, I guess I'm not angry. I don't know whether I need to be angry at Kat or not, because the message is a chick with a dude's name who can't send a friend request. So I don't know if you're talking to me or you're talking to Randy. I'm 63 years old. I can send a friend request to anybody I want. I can go over 5,000 very easily. I'm 40 friends away from it. The reason that I didn't do it is that I'm not happy with the way Facebook operates a fan page, a like page. Okay. I don't want that. Okay. I just don't want that. Other people are happy having that kind of a page, and they do, but I don't want to. So anyway, I guess we covered what we needed to cover today, because there is nobody coming into the live chat and covering what we needed to cover or wanted to cover, and you drove Randy away from my broadcast. And if someone comes into the broadcast and does that again, I will not have you in the live chat again. Okay? I like Randy Rhoads. I don't care if you do or if you don't. I like Randy Rhoads. I like Randy Rhoads' view. I like the fact that Randy Rhoads does genealogy through all roads lead to home genealogy. Whether you talk to him about the business or you contact him in the group by messenger and you talk to him about the business, I like the fact that he does it. He's very good at it. As I've often said, I sat back and kind of wondered if he could find anybody who was famous for me, because he found for someone that they're a princess. He found for someone else that they're related to the Mayflower Madam who was in New York, as well as the Madam that was on the Mayflower. I thought that was kind of funny for that person. He found out that same person was related to Clint Eastwood. So when he said to me, "You're related to a rabbi who was the king of Poland for 24 hours," and then when wealthy people came to him and said, "We can make you the permanent king of Poland," he said, "No, I would like to go back to just being a rabbi, and that's what I want to do." I'm also related to King David. To me, you can't get higher than King David. I'm sure he's not happy with some of the things I do, but you can't get higher than King David. So, if you give him time, he will find. He used a bunch of different sources, and that's what he does. And sometimes he comes on and talks about it, and sometimes we talk about other things, and sometimes other people come on and we talk about other things, and sometimes we just come on and talk because we don't have a topic for that day. We call Boogie with the Bull politics, news of the day, everything America, with a generous dose of whatever comes out of our mouths. Whatever comes out of our mouths. So you heard what came out of my mouth as a reaction to William and Kat. So either way, if that's what you want to do, you got your opportunity to do it. If that's not what you wanted to do, I'm sorry that people came in, got in the way, and just made a mess of things. Anyway, let me see what time. I've been doing this for about 35 minutes, so you got the slow version today, about 35 minutes. It's Friday, which means that the next Boogie with the Bull is Monday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, followed by Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by Wednesday at 10 a.m., followed by Thursday at 7 p.m., followed by Friday at 10 a.m., and we're off for the weekend because we just want to live the weekend and enjoy and get ready for Monday. So 7 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday evening, and 10 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is what I said in the simple world. But anyway, I can't salvage this one because it just kind of fell apart because people wanted to make it fall apart. So, I guess they've gone to YouTube and, well, no, you're not even seeing it. So I have to figure it out. And I'm not going to figure it out right now. I'm just going to end the broadcast. So have a pleasant day. I'm not highlighting that comment. And, well, I guess I don't know where I am. If I'm highlighting the comment or not. But I don't want to highlight the comment anymore. So go have a pleasant day and enjoy. Have a fantastic weekend and enjoy. Spend time with your family if you can. Talk to your mother, your sister, your brother, whoever, and let them know you're okay and listen to what's going on in their world. I missed a call from my brother the other day because I have this notorious ability, I guess, to turn the volume off on my phone and then forget to turn it back on. So I missed his call. But talk to your sister, talk to your brother, talk to whoever, let them know you're okay and listen to them as well. And don't just do it on the weekend. You should do it whenever you feel like it, or listen and watch for your phone to ring and it to be one of them. Anyway, I can't salvage this one. I apologize for it. It's just going downhill fast, even more. So I apologize, but I'm going to wrap up this Boogie with the Bull by saying double V's for victory. This Boogie with the Bull is coming to an end. And